Hi my dear students, how are you all? Very good evening. Welcome back to Sri Ramanuja Vidya Mandir. Students, present topic what we are discussing is reaching the age of adolescence. In that topic, now I am discussing about the human endocrine system. I think already I have the few information about this endocrine system. In the last class we discussed. So here the glands which secrete their secretions directly into the bloodstream, those are endocrine glands. We can also call these glands as a ductless glands. Okay, these are the glands without the ducts, right? See here in our body we have hypothalamus, pituitary gland, pineal gland, thyroid, parathyroid, and pancreas, adrenal, ovary, testes. All these are the different endocrine glands that we have in our human body. So the study of endocrine system is known as endocrinology. The study of hormones is nothing but endocrinology. Hormones are nothing but the chemical substances which are secreted by endocrinal glands, right? Now see students, apart from these endocrine glands we have even exocrine glands in our body. These exocrine glands secrete their secretions through ducts. Okay, that is the main difference between the endocrine as well as exocrine glands in our human body. Now already we discussed about this. Let us see about hypothalamus. It is one of the part of the brain present in the posterior part of the forebrain, connects midbrain with the cerebral hemispheres, and it extends from optic chiasma to mammillary body. See, it regulates what? Hypothalamus regulates wide range of body functions. So, the cells which are present in hypothalamus are neurosecretory cells which secrete hormones. These hormones regulates the synthesis of what? Pituitary gland. They'll secrete the what? They'll regulate the synthesis and secretions of our pituitary gland. Hypothalamus is mainly it's a link between endocrine system as well as the nervous system. Let us study about the pituitary gland. Pituitary gland is also known as hypophysis, and it is a small structure, a pea-shaped structure which is present in the brain, and it is connected to the brain through a stalk called infundibulum. So it is going to connect to the brain so through a stalk-like structure called infundibulum. See, this is the anatomy of the pituitary gland, right? Here pituitary gland is divided into two major parts, anterior pituitary and posterior pituitary, right? See, let us study about anatomy. Location, it is located at the brain near to the optic nerves. Structure is pea-sized gland which weighs about 0.5 to 1 gram and 1 to 1.3 centimeters in diameter. Very small in size and less in weight, but so it plays very crucial role in our body's metabolism, right? So we can call this our pituitary gland as a master gland. Why it is so? The reason is that, see, the secretions of this gland will influence the secretions of other glands. That is the reason hormones have dramatic and broad range of effects on the metabolism, growth, maturation, sexuality, reproduction, and other body functions. So these are the different hormones secreted by the pituitary gland, like anterior pituitary, growth hormone, thyroid stimulating hormone, adrenocorticotropic hormone, prolactin, LH, luteinizing hormone, FSH, follicle stimulating hormone. All these are the following hormones which are secreted by our pituitary gland, so which acts on the concerned target organ, so it influences the secretions of particular that target organ. Let us see the example. Growth hormone, which is secreted by our pituitary gland, so which is going to show its response on the liver and adipose tissue. These are the target organs, so that it activates, it promotes the growth, control of what, as well as control of protein, lipid, carbohydrate metabolism. And thyroid stimulating hormone, it acts on the thyroid gland and it stimulates secretions of thyroid hormones. You know what are the thyroid hormones? Thyroxine and thyroiodine. And adrenocorticotropic hormones, so which influences the adrenal gland to stimulate secretions of glucocorticoids. Prolactin, which acts on the mammary gland so that it secretes what? Milk production. Luteinizing hormone, LH, it acts on the ovaries and the testes, controls the reproductive functions. Next, follicle stimulating hormone and ovaries and the testes, controls the reproductive functions. See, let us see the posterior part of pituitary gland. It is going to secrete two hormones, antidiuretic hormone and the oxytocin. So, antidiuretic hormone and oxytocin. Antidiuretic hormone acts on the kidney, so that helps in the conservation of the body water. And oxytocin, so it acts on the ovary and testes, stimulates milk ejection, uterine contraction. Right? See, these are the different endocrine glands that we have in our body. See, adrenal gland produces greatest number of hormones. Smallest endocrine gland is parathyroid, whereas largest gland is known as the thyroid. Endocrine proportionately largest at the birth, that is thymus. But so master gland of the endocrine system is pituitary gland. So see students, these are the different points about our endocrine system. Now let us study about thyroid gland. Okay. See students, this is the thyroid gland, where we have this particular gland in our neck region. This is the thyroid gland. It present just after the larynx. Okay. You know, larynx is voice box. It is just present near to the larynx. Okay. Here in the neck region, we are supposed to have our thyroid gland. You know, thyroid gland is the largest endocrine gland. Largest endocrine gland. Right? Now, let us see about some points regarding thyroid gland. Thyroid gland is one of the largest endocrine gland. It consists of two connected lobes. So, for example, this is the gland and it is having the two lobes. So, this is first one lobe and this is second lobe. Okay, and right side thyroid right end, and this one is the left. And it controls the metabolic rate, protein synthesis, and controls body sensitivity to other hormones. See that? So, it influences many metabolic functions in our body. See students, thyroid gland is one of the largest gland of endocrine glands in the human body, and it just locates in the neck region, and it consists of two lobes, right and left lobes. See, the hormone secreted by our thyroid gland is thyroxine, calcitonin. So, these two are the hormones secreted by our thyroid gland. See, for the production of these hormones, it requires iodine. And thyroxine is also known as T4. It regulates the body temperature, growth and development. The hormone named thyroxine, it is also known as T4. It is going to regulate the body temperature, growth and development of the body. Let us see about the goiter. It is one of the disorder, and so when you are going to occur this goiter means, see, when there is decreased levels of thyroxine, that particular condition leads to the disorder known as goiter. Goiter means enlargement of the thyroid gland. Here the gland is going to increase in size. Okay, that is the particular situation we can see in the case of goiter patient. Next, let us study the physiology of the thyroid gland. So there are two important thyroid hormones. What are those? Thyroxine, that is also known as T4, triiodothyronin, it is T3. So there are T4 and T3 hormones. Okay. T4 is known as, students, T4 is known as thyroxine, whereas T4 is triiodothyronin. Triiodothyronin is the T3 hormone, and see, students, it secretes by follicular cells, having significant effect on total metabolic rate of the body. And let us see, third hormone secreted by our thyroid gland is calcitonin. It secretes by parafollicular cells, important hormone for calcium metabolism and homeostasis. So totally thyroid gland is going to secrete three hormones: thyroxine, triiodothyronin and the calcitonin. Thyroxine, see, it is going to regulate all the body functions as well as even this hormone also. Next, let us see calcitonin, secreted by the parafollicular cells of the thyroid gland, and it plays very crucial role in the calcium metabolism and homeostasis. This is about the hormones secreted by our thyroid gland. Let us see impairment of thyroid gland secretions. Diseases, if the gland secretions are very less or in some cases high, obviously that particular situations lead to the disorder. Let us see. It is divided into hypothyroidism and hyperthyroidism. Hypo means when there is decreased levels of thyroxine. Actually, see, in this case, hypothyroidism is mainly characterized by low energy production, slow heartbeat, loss of appetite, lethargy. These are the different characteristic features we can see in the case of hypothyroid patient. Let us see hyperthyroidism. Hyper means, so here where we can see the overproduction of thyroid hormones. In the previous case, underproduction of thyroid hormones. What is that situation called? Hypo. Hypo means underproduction. Hyper means overproduction. Understand? See, in the hyperthyroidism, we can see that situation of overproduction of thyroid hormones. And here the characteristic features are increased energy productions, increased heartbeat, increased appetite, and frequent sweating, shivering of the hands. These are the different characteristic features we can see in the case of hyperthyroidism. These are the two different diseases. And let us see cretinism. Okay, and so it is the one of the malfunctioning of the deficiency of thyroid gland secretions. So in that case, retardation of the physical and the mental growth here. So maximum we can see this particular situation in the case of children. Okay, so if the children having this problem, that is cretinism, so in that children we cannot see the proper physical growth as well as the mental growth. Myxoedema. Okay, so means it is simply due to the decreased levels of thyroxine. And exophthalmic goiter, it is due to the increased levels of the thyroxine. Again, two more situations, right? Myxoedema exophthalmic goiter. So myxoedema is due to the decreased levels of the hormone, whereas same exophthalmic goiter, it is due to the increased levels of thyroxine. Let us see about the calcitonin. Calcitonin, also known as thyrocalcitonin. It helps in the maintenance of the calcium and the phosphorus metabolism. Calcitonin has ability to decrease blood calcium levels, at least in part by effects on the two well-studied target organs such as bones and the kidneys. This is about the calcitonin, students. And so far we have seen the thyroid gland, its secretions and different disorders we discussed. Now I am going to explain about the parathyroid gland. So second important gland of our endocrine system. See students, this is the cricoid cartilage. Obviously we have in the neck region. This cartilage is supported by C-shaped cartilaginous rings, and center in the previous what I discussed, we have the, what is this children? Thyroid gland. So exactly posterior side of this thyroid gland, we have 4 glands. They are parathyroid glands. So here we have the location of parathyroid glands. Now let us see about few more details about our parathyroid gland. Parathyroid glands are very small in size and are found on posterior aspects of thyroid gland. Typically there are 4 of them, but the actual number may vary. Typically they used to be 4, but in some cases they may vary. The main function of this parathyroid gland is it regulates calcium levels in the blood as well as the hormone secreted by this parathyroid gland is parathormone. What is the hormone? Parathormone. See, if the increased levels of parathormone, calcium salts are absorbed. So when there is a parathormone is increased in high in production, in such case what will happen? The calcium salts are absorbed from the bones, added to the blood. You know that bones are formed due to the calcium. Calcium is one of the very important mineral. It is mainly useful for the formation of the bone. So why the bones are so strong and strengthy? Due to the calcium only. So in case of parathormone, when the parathormone levels are very high in our blood, so the situation leads to the calcium salts are absorbed from the bone, added to the blood. So as a result, when the blood is having the increased levels of calcium, so that it leads to the formation of stones in the urine or so formation of stones in the kidney. See, next, let us see deficiency of the parathormones. Due to the deficiency of this particular hormone, we can have the situation as tetany. It is one of the disorder. In tetany is abnormal increase of excitability of the nerves. Muscles results in the spasms of legs and the arms. See, muscle, this arms lost its what? Activity. Simply they'll be inactive. Okay. See, you just see that. You just see the particular hands, how they are. This particular condition is called spasm of legs and arms. So we can see particularly in tetany. Let us see next gland, that is adrenal gland. Adrenal gland is also known as suprarenal gland. It is also known as, students, suprarenal gland. You know, this is the, why it is called as suprarenal gland. You know, these are the kidney, right? This adrenal gland present at just top of the kidney. That is the reason we'll call it as suprarenal gland. Okay, it is triangular shaped gland. See, triangular shaped gland. This gland is having the two parts such as cortex and the medulla. For example, this is the adrenal gland, means students, it is having two different parts. This one is the cortex part and the center one is known as medulla. So, adrenal cortex and the adrenal medulla. See, adrenal glands are also known as suprarenal gland that produces wide variety of hormones. They are found on the top of the kidney and consists of number of different layers that directly influence the structure and the function of the glands. Each gland has outer cortex made up of steroid producing cells surrounding core of medulla, formed by chromaffin cells in direct relationship with the sympathetic nervous system. As I said, each gland is made up of cortex as well as the medulla. Cortex is mainly made up of steroid producing cells, whereas medulla is formed by chromaffin cells. This chromaffin cells is in direct relationship with the sympathetic nervous system. Let us see about adrenal cortex. Let us see the secretions. This adrenal cortex secretes two hormones, aldosterone and cortisol. See, let us see the aldosterone. It maintains the balance of salts and the water in the blood, and it inhibits the sodium excreted in the urine. Okay, so it inhibits the loss of sodium through the urine, and that is about the aldosterone. It is mainly taking care of the maintenance of the salt and water balance in the case of blood. Next, cortisol. It stimulates breakdown of proteins and the fats. So, you know, proteins and the fats are the one of the nutrients that we have in our body. This particular cortisol stimulates the breakdown of protein as well as the fats. Increased synthesis of glucose from the amino acids. So, glucose is going to prepared from amino acids. Let us see next point. Continuous use of cortisol results in the elevation of glucose levels. Let us see adrenal medulla. It helps in the person coping with physical and emotional stress. So, it is the other part of our adrenal gland, that is adrenal medulla, and it helps in the person coping with physical and emotional stress. First, let us see the first hormone, that is epinephrine. It is also known as adrenaline. Epinephrine is also known as adrenaline. So, this increases the heart rate and force of heart contraction, facilitates the blood flow to the muscle and the brain, causes relaxation of smooth muscles, helps in production of glycogen and conversion of glycogen into the glucose in the liver. You know, liver is the main storage for the glycogen. In the liver, glucose stores in the form of what? Glycogen. It helps lysis of the particular glycogen to give glucose. So, this is about the epinephrine. It is also known as students adrenaline, and it increases the heart rate, force of heart contraction, and facilitates the blood flow to the muscle as well as the brain, causes relaxation of the smooth muscles, helps in the formation of glucose from the glycogen in the case of liver. Now let us see norepinephrine, the second important hormone secreted by adrenal medulla. It is also known as noradrenaline. What is this, students? Noradrenaline. Little effect on smooth muscles, metabolic process, cardiac output, but a strong vasoconstriction effect thus increases the BP. See, students, a little effect on the smooth muscles, metabolic process, cardiac output, but strong vasoconstriction effects on the BP. So, because of this vasoconstriction, the blood pressure is in the vessels is going to be increased. So, our blood in the blood vessels, it's very flows with high rate of pressure. That is known as, this affects the increased BP. And see, students, this is about the adrenal gland. As I said, adrenal gland is also known as suprarenal gland, and it is just present at the top of the kidneys, right? And so it is a triangular shaped gland, and it is divided into two major parts, adrenal cortex and adrenal medulla. See, students, this is the structure, and is a triangular shaped structure divided into medulla and the cortex. It is having the connection with the blood vessels and all. And adrenal gland is going to produce a wide variety of hormones, and it is found on the top of the kidney. Like it influences structure and functions of glands. See, each gland has outer cortex made up of steroid producing glands, whereas medulla formed by chromaffin cells in direct relationship with our sympathetic nervous system. See, adrenal cortex secretes aldosterone, cortisol. It maintains the balance of salts, water in the blood, and inhibits the sodium excreted in urine. So let us see about the cortisol. It stimulates breakdown of protein and the fats. So increased synthesis of glucose from the amino acids, and the continuous use of cortisol results in the elevation of the glucose level. And let us see about adrenal medulla. It helps in the person coping with the physical and the emotional stress. See, it secretes epinephrine. It is also known as adrenaline, and it increases the heart rate, force of heart contraction, facilitates blood flow to the muscle and the brain, causes relaxation of smooth muscles, helps in the glycogen dialysis into the glucose in the case of liver, and norepinephrine, also known as noradrenaline, little effect on the smooth muscles, metabolic process, cardiac output, but strong vasoconstrictions effects that leads to the increased BP. So that's all for today, students. Today I have covered 3 major endocrine glands. The first one I explained about thyroid gland, next one parathyroid, next I explained about the adrenal gland. Thank you all. Thank you so much.